In this video, I'm going to be going over 9 Amazon PPC auto campaigns, tips, tricks, hacks, strategies, whatever you want to call them. I'm just going to give you some tips on how I use auto campaigns in our business I love and how we use it to just help expand our brand presence. So I'm Dr. Travis Ziegler, and in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to be going over Amazon auto campaigns. If you're interested in learning how to set up an auto campaign, I actually made a video for that. You can click that link above me or check it out in the description below, and you can check out that video as well. I've also done another video on auto campaigns about a small trick that you can do, and it's going to be number 9 on this list, so we'll get into that in just a little bit. But before we jump into the content, if you have not signed up for my free Amazon PPC Masterclass, make sure you sign up with that in the link below. Just click that link, head over there, put your email address in. It's a free 8-week, no obligation course. You can take it at your leisure, and there's videos and there's SOPs. There's everything that you need to scale your Amazon PPC. And the show notes for today's video is also in the description below, so make sure you check that out. So without further ado, let's jump into the content and jump into tip number 1 about auto campaigns. And tip number 1 is never start an auto campaign until after your search or your manual campaigns are scaling. And so manual campaigns, let me explain the difference just a little bit. A manual campaign is you have full control over this. And so you want to scale those first, because you can pick what keywords you're bidding on. You can pick what keywords to scale. And auto campaigns, you don't have that luxury. So auto campaigns are done by Amazon, and you don't have the luxury of being able to scale those as well as you do a manual campaign. So make sure you scale your search and your manual campaigns first. And that's what the first 7 weeks of my Amazon PPC Masterclass is all about, is finding the keywords to go after and then scaling those keywords and then optimizing those keywords. So make sure you check that out in the description, sign up for that. And also you can see the first 7 steps and go watch those videos as well in the description below as well. So tip number 2 is auto campaigns are for product page placement, and they're not for search. And so we just talked about the difference between search campaigns and search manual campaigns and auto campaigns in the previous step, but let me just go over this a little bit too. A product page placement campaign is made to go on your product pages. You've probably seen where halfway down the page it says sponsored products. That's what auto campaigns are for. They're for impression share. You just want to get your name out there and show up on your competitors' products, versus a search campaign is when a customer types in a search term and then you show up at the top. You want to do that with manual campaigns, but you don't want to do that with auto campaigns. So tip number 3, again, the goal for auto campaigns is impressions, or top of mind awareness, or TOMA. And so you want to be shown on all your competitor pages and on both the sponsored products and the sponsored products below, because the more the person sees you and your brand, the more likely they are to purchase. You've probably heard the old adage that a person has to see you 7 times before they purchase your product. And that's what you're doing with auto campaigns, is you're giving them impressions and top of mind awareness. So a good example of this is Kleenex. Kleenex is actually a brand name for facial tissues. Nobody ever calls it facial tissues because Kleenex has done such a good job at top of mind awareness that you call it Kleenex. Same thing with McDonald's. Whenever you think of a burger and fries, almost everybody thinks of McDonald's, and McDonald's is one of the most recognized logos in the world as a result of TOMA, of top of mind awareness, getting your impression share out there. Are you going to become the next McDonald's or Kleenex? Maybe. You might. You never know. But the goal here is just that when somebody searches for a product and they click on your competitor, you're all over the 3 competitors that they're comparing. So they see you over and over again, and then they'll click back over to your product and purchase your product eventually. And so tip number 4 is start at a very, very low cost per click. This is not a scale campaign. This is not something that's going to make you a lot of sales. It's mostly for impression share. So you don't want to bid that much on the cost per click, because it's not going to be that profitable. Search campaigns, or your manual campaigns that you're trying to scale, they account for 80 to 90% of your sales. And then these auto campaigns will account for the other maybe 10% of your sales. And so make sure that you're bidding very low. And when I say low, I mean like 25 cents, 50 cents. And I'll go over a strategy a little bit later. And I did another video on this about doing even lower than that 5-cent strategy. And so there are different strategies you can use, but I usually go about half of what I'm bidding on a manual campaign or a search campaign, or I do about 25 to 50 cents, depending on what your budget is. So tip number 5 is the goal of auto campaigns is to mine. I should say a second goal of auto campaigns is to mine ASINs and not search terms. Your manual campaigns will give you lots and lots of search terms. That's what the whole first 7 weeks of my Amazon PPC masterclass is. The goal of auto campaigns is to find ASINs, so then you can use a product targeting ad to target those ASINs to scale those a little bit more. So the goal is to mine ASINs and not search terms. So number 6, use a heavy negative phrase match keyword list. And so I've done extensive videos and blog posts on how to do keyword research. So make sure you click that video above me or head over to the blog post. It's down below in the description. It will teach you how to do not only Amazon keyword research, but how to make an extensive negative keyword phrase list. That way you're not wasting money on terms that you don't even need to be ranking for or showing up for. So make sure you make a heavy negative phrase match keyword list. And again, it's down there in the blog. Look at the keyword research blog that I made or watch the video. So number 7 is each ASIN should have its own campaign. There is an asterisk to that. There is an auto campaign that I'll make that has multiple ASINs, but your main auto campaign should have one ASIN per campaign, because if you don't do that, you don't know what product is showing up for what you're bidding on. So if you're bidding on a certain ASIN in your auto campaign and you're making tons of sales and you have multiple ASINs in that auto campaign, then you don't know which ASIN is actually making the sale on that product. And that's what you need to know. So one ASIN per automatic campaign. So number 8 is auto campaigns are not scalable compared to a manual campaign. A manual campaign is a search campaign, and you can scale it as much as the search is searched on Amazon per month. Now, an auto campaign, on the other hand, you don't really have control over what you're bidding on. And so you're increasing the bid of your clicks, but that increases the bid over everything that Amazon's going after. And so it's not a scalable campaign to a certain extent. And so you can scale different sections of the campaign, but overall it's not scalable. Manual search campaigns are. And again, the first 7 weeks of my masterclass is all about scaling manual campaigns. So make sure you sign up for that. Check it out. It will be well worth your time. And auto campaigns is week 8, and it's only 1 week because they're very simple and we don't use them as a scaling campaign. So number 9 tip on auto campaigns is, if a lot of people say that you should start an auto campaign at the same time as your manual campaign. And I don't agree with that unless you're using this strategy. And so I will make what's called a low bid, low ACOS, high sales Amazon auto campaign. And what I do is I just started out with a budget of about $20 per day. And then I bid about 5 cents per click. And you're not going to waste money. You're going to probably have an ACOS below 5%, and you're just going to make random sales here and there. It sometimes works for it just depends on your product, but it sometimes works, it sometimes doesn't. You'll just pick up cheap clicks here and there, and it doesn't really hurt anything. So you can try that, see how it works. If it's not working for you, just shut it down. And so if you're interested in learning how to set up an auto campaign, I did make a video for that one as well. You can click the link above my head or check it out in the blog post below. So let me know what you thought of these 9 tips for auto campaigns. And if you have any questions over your auto campaigns, make sure you put that down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, and then hit that little bell right beside it to be notified whenever we come out with great videos about Amazon FBA, Amazon PPC. So again, I'm Dr. Travis Ziegler, and let me know what you think, and make sure you sign up for my Amazon PPC Masterclass. Thanks for watching.